This is Sarah, and I'm working on Noodle's feet again, his tasting feet. So if you remember, I successfully got the toe mechanism, the gripping toes to work, and the darting licking tongue. But the thing that I haven't addressed, his salivary system, that's the one thing that I haven't really touched yet. I haven't even gotten like a working prototype figured out, so I've been avoiding it, and that's bad. I shouldn't avoid anything. To show you what I mean, this is one of Noodle's gams, his new and improved sexy tasting feet. We've got the toes down here at the bottom, and down inside there, that red thing is the linkage for the licking bit, but there's this empty cavity up here where there's not a whole lot going on at all. It's just completely hollow, which you can see there. So that's where the salivary system is supposed to be, and Noodle is supposed to juice. That's part of what he does. He's a juicer. So some of my older prototypes, I showed that I was going to use a syringe with a stepper motor that drove the syringe downward so that he could excrete a very specific amount of drool. And I later decided that I might, play around with using a peristaltic pump to make it so that he could not only drool but suck juice up back into his feet when he wanted to, so it'd be like a two-way system. But I decided to kind of scrap both ideas because they involved adding more weight and more complex working bits to the feet. In the interest of keeping it simple, I am exploring maybe using these bladder things that they're actually the parts that came with the silicone tongue bits that I ordered from China. They're nice because part of Noodle being able to juice is him kind of making this noise. He makes this that's like Noodle's happy sound, wetness and suction. I experimented not too long ago with ways to replicate this noise, mechanically. And these bladders, if you fill your hand with lube, propylene glycol, whatever lube is made out of, and then you put the bladder on your palm, it makes the noise. Or at least a reasonable proximity to the noise. I have to come up with a mechanical way of squeezing this little, bladder bit. I decided not to use an actual, pinching apparatus, to pinch the, I don't know, kind of crab pinch the bladder. I decided that it would be a lot more theatrical and interesting visually to create, one of those irises, those mechanical aperture bits to literally squeeze the bladder from all around, so it's literally a little mechanical sphincter. And I've never made an aperture before. They look incredibly complex, so of course I have to, dabble in this and see if I can actually figure out how to do it. I'm going to show you the first iteration of what is going to be Noodle's pincher, juicer, pinchy, mecha hole. It's his mecha hole. Anyhow. Okay, here I go. Okay, so I printed out these, I guess, blades. If I take two, one of these flips over the opposite direction, and I feed that peg through this hole, like that, and one peg goes through the other hole, like that. A peg on either side of the blade. So it's probably a bit easier for me to load this guy up and then flip it over and line up the pegs in these channels than the other way around, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now that these are all installed, all the little pedal bits, I can take this and put the pegs in the channels. That's about all it's gonna go. But that's okay. So I have to have the sphincter around the middle of the bladder, and then I have to have some sort of planetary gear twist this so that it will squeeze the bladder and make it squish a little bit. I don't know how well that's gonna work, but I don't know. We'll try it